What's up YouTube, Capital G here. Got some really cool duels for you guys to check out. These are actually some ABC Ojama True Draco duels, and yeah, it seems like you can pretty much throw anything in this deck. Obviously, there is a lot of weird natural synergy between ABCs and like the Ojama cards because of the new support that just got released. I haven't actually shot one of these duel videos in quite a while because all the news that's been happening with Cybernetic Horizon and the ban list. So man, hopefully I'm not completely out of practice. I believe there are 3 duels here with 2 different variants, and I want to show you guys like the ridiculous boards that you can actually make with this deck. We know some of the strong boards, but this one in particular, yeah, these are boards that I don't think your opponent is going to want to deal with. So I believe that the dinosaur deck is up first. He's going to go Oviraptor into a Lost World token, and he sends a copy of Miscellaneous Swords to the graveyard. Okay, fair enough. He makes Logia, then just passes. Maybe he could have did something different there, I wonder, because doesn't Oviraptor have an effect where you can send like a normal to the graveyard to revive the dinosaur monster? I don't know. Actually, when people do this to me when I play against Lost World, I just use the token for Link Karibo, but I guess everybody doesn't have that. Anyways, he negates the diagram. Joke's on him. He's going to activate another copy of Diagram. He's going to pop the Ojama Magic, and then he's just going to get a whole bunch of cards. I believe that he's going to, well, he has enough to summon ABC Buster Dragon here, but he's not going to go that route. Instead, he's going to go for Skulldread. That's Skulldread number 1. There may be a couple more summon this turn. He fixes his hand. He's going to special summon, and then he's going to activate Ojama Modification, or no, excuse me, Ojama Match. I get these cards mixed up. They all have like Ojama in the name, and yeah, now he's on his 3rd field spell activated in Union Hanger. He's now going to summon a 2nd copy of Skulldread. I totally thought, by the way, I did not even realize that that draw effect is, yeah, it's not a hard once per turn. So if you get to draw 8 cards, and I mean, even though you got to put 6 of them back, drawing 8 cards should almost certainly like fix any hand in Yu-Gi-Oh! And now he's going to go ABC Buster Dragon. He's going to get rid of Lost World. He's going to make a 2nd copy of Buster Dragon. There aren't enough Logias in the world to basically stop that field. That is an impressive field, and both of the Buster Dragons were actually 3,300 attacks. So obviously, it's pretty much a wrap at that point. And also, he had True King's Return in his hand, so if his opponent somehow figured out a way to survive this with, I don't know, Battle Fader or something like that, chances are he was just going to drop Masterpiece that was unaffected by traps during his next turn, as all he had to do was flip over True King's Return, tribute, well, he could have tagged, I would assume he'd tag out of the Buster Dragon first, and then tribute one of the ABC pieces, and then also summon the or tribute the True King's Return to potentially pop a monster as well. The point is, the field could have gotten even more real. This one is against Magicians. There might be some misplays in this duel. I think I watched both players and I was like, I think both of them are kind of trolling. Opens up very good. He has Masterpiece and Brilliant Fusion. He can already summon Masterpiece right here and it would be unaffected by spells and monsters, but that is not the optimal play. You want to make sure you get those extra summons. I think Destrudo's hitting the graveyard. He is going to summon Masterpiece as of right now, but he's going for Crystron Needle Fiber, and that's going to open up a zone for ABC Buster Dragon. Now, honestly, this is a really good field, or specifically against Pendulum Magicians, because like usually Crystron Needle Fiber will turn itself into Wonder Magician, and that'll be a pop of a Pendulum Scale. Masterpiece can pop a Pendulum Scale, and then also Buster Dragon can pop a Pendulum Scale as well. So like that's pretty good. Now he does get kind of jebaited as he goes for Wonder Magician, and unfortunately he has the Astrograph. If he doesn't have the Astrograph Sorcerer, I'm pretty sure that he's going to lose, because like I don't think Pendulum Magicians can go second and lose basically 3 of their scales and still make a play. Also, he could just wait. What I would have done, I'd just wait for my opponent to summon the Heavy Metaphors Electromite. Considering you have 2 ways of like outing Electromite on board, I would just wait for it. So anyways, he doesn't do that, and his opponent does get the Electromite on board. So yeah, I feel like he kind of misused Masterpieces. I think he hit one of the Magician cards, which was kind of silly, but it's whatever. He's going to go for a little bit of a different play that you don't usually see. Borolo Dragon, I kind of get that to run over Masterpiece, but then you don't usually see the Supreme Dragon Clearwing. Like, I didn't even know this dude, I didn't even know people ran that card, but the reason that it's not that good is because Wonder Magician's going to give him a draw, and then he can activate like his ABC Dragon's effects, and you know, he doesn't actually end up closing the game. Magical Abductor is played in main phase 2. I kind of wonder if you'll see that. if he'll basically see the benefits, like if he'll see the fruit of the labor from that card. So we'll just have to see about that, even though I think it has, what, one spell counter right now? Yeah, one spell counter. Basically, you can put as many spell counters as you want on your opponent's abductor as long as you don't let them activate it. Just get rid of it by the end of their turn. So Bad Baboon's being used, and will he go for a rank 3 or will he use this for a Skulldread play? As now he has Union Hanger activated, he's going to normal summon, he's going to put C on it. Oh yeah, that Destrudo, that pesky Destrudo, goes for his bowl load and 2 more copies of ABC Buster Dragon, and you pretty much know that's a wrap. He still has a card in hand to actually discard, so yeah, I assume he was probably, well, no, he couldn't go bowl load, but I think, well, yeah, he couldn't go bowl because both of his extra monster zones were actually taken, so maybe he could go Borload and crash into or run over Supreme King, and then I'm not sure what was he going to do here. It's really weird. I mean, I think his opponent just gave up because he saw the board, but I'm actually wondering if he, like, I don't think he could have OTK'd. The other player might have had actually one more opportunity for another turn, but he ended up giving up. Then this is the last duel, and this is going to show you another really spicy play. This is against Dark Magician. Dark Magician opens pretty good here. I don't know about Summoner Monk and Dark Magician. I don't really get the point, but he is playing a Magician Girl variant, so it's not completely like out of the ordinary, or it's not completely unheard of to play it. He has Magician's Navigation, which is actually dead here because he doesn't have a Dark Magician in his hand, but he has Eternal Soul. Generally, when you get Eternal Soul on your first turn, protecting it becomes your win condition. Ojama Blue is going to be summoned, 2 of them actually. He's going to attack. Chocolate Magician Girl is going to say, I'm just going to troll you, but he is actually going to get it in the graveyard. The good thing is he knows he's not going to get OTK'd here, because his opponent does go into the battle phase just for the Ojama Blue, but he probably is going to be facing down an ABC Buster Dragon. This is where you really need Circle, and well, I guess the ABC Buster Dragon could probably pop it. So Skulldread number 1. This hand looks so janky, man. Armed dragons and everything. This is the 60 card variant, so you're going to see a lot more like jank cards in here. He can probably summon Masterpiece if he wants. Decides to go for Armed Dragon, Skulldread number 2, and I think this is the duel where he could have potentially summoned 3 Skulldread in a turn. So many drawing, so many cards drawn. And then he's going to use the special summon effects to actually start summoning more. Destrudo, okay, there's 2. Ancient Fairy Dragon, I guess to pop the Union Hanger. And also to get another, well, no, he can't. He used Battle Phase, so he can't get the special summon off of that. But yeah, I think he could have gone for, oh, okay, yeah. Let me pause right here. Yeah, he definitely right here has enough to go for a 3rd copy of Skulldread. Would it have been advantageous? I'm not 100% sure, honestly. Does decide to go for Troymare Goblin. I don't like Troymares, man. I'm not saying that they're bad or anything. I just think they're bad for the game, dude. I don't think those cards should have been generic at all. They feel way too powerful to me, and his opponent scoops it up after he lost his copy of Magician's Navigation. He had Eternal Soul, which is fine, but I mean, his opponent had way too many cards in his hand. Buster Dragon just would have started picking them apart. Plus, Eternal Soul doesn't really do anything if you don't have a Dark Magician, and honestly, even if you do have a Dark Magician, if your opponent has bigger monsters on board, you basically need Circle to, coincide with the Dark Magician. Let me pause for a second, show you guys the deck list for anybody who's interested. So this is what the deck actually looks like on paper, and I think I actually misspoke. I think I said 40 card version and 60 card version. That's my bad. This version is actually 45 cards. You can see here that there are not that many True Draco cards in here, but it kind of works just running Masterpiece and True King's Return. True King's Return, obviously, a card that you contribute to summon Masterpiece, blow a card up on your opponent's side of the field at the same time. But you saw Masterpiece is pretty easy to summon because you get so many additional summons in this deck. Whether it be with Ancient Fairy Dragon or the Skulldreads or tagging out from like ABC Buster Dragon, etc. So I actually think that it works here, and also you're running Terraformings because of your Union Hangers, so you don't really have to run that many True Draco cards for your True Draco engine to be successful. And since there isn't that much explaining to do in this deck, I think I will show off both versions. Also, the Bad Baboon, that's another way of getting like additional monsters on the board extremely easily. If the card is destroyed by battle or card effect, does not have have to be on the field. So a lot of times you'll end up just blowing it up out of your hand with diagram. This the 60 card version is a little different. It's obviously like all over the place. This one is this one has significantly more moving pieces. You've got the brilliant fusions in there. You guys know why that's in there. It's a continuous spell. Tribute for your masterpiece also just gives you Seraphonite, gives you more summons alongside of your ancient fairy dragon and whatnot. He also runs skill drain. I actually like this because think about it, right? Let's say that you happen to go first. If you have skill drain, you could potentially, like, if you don't think it's going to be useful, you could just set it for the summon of masterpiece. But also, when you get like Buster Dragon and masterpiece, I mean, you don't always have to use their monster effects. Skill drain can be a win condition, and you have just a bunch of big beaters at that point. Or, like I said, if you don't think it's going to be that good, discard it for Buster Dragon, tribute it away with masterpiece, and then, you know, or you could tribute True King's Return, flip over your skill drain, and then your skill drain is not really hurting your masterpiece. But this version has grass. That has a whole bunch of other cards like the Destrudo engine, and there's probably a Dragon's, yeah, okay, there is a Dragon's Ravine in here. Also got the left arm offering. I don't even know if this one's actually needed, but I mean, I guess hitting grass in most grass decks is actually very important. So yeah, just some interesting builds of Ojamas, and I mean, I think everybody already knew about putting like the ABC stuff in there, but True Draco fits in there pretty nice as well.